through Frank Bruno's mind at this moment, it might be easier to foretell the outcome of this fight. Bruno is on his way to the ring. The most important night of his life. A momentous occasion in the history of British boxing. And between 2,000 and 3,000 pairs of fingers crossed in this arena for the next few minutes, because there are nearly 3,000 British fans in this Hilton Centre Arena, which holds almost 10,000. So nearly a third, we estimate, of this crowd are British, and they're making their presence felt now as Bruno makes his way impassively to the ring. He looks calm. He's muttering something to himself, but he looks calm enough. Will it be the same when the bell goes? Reception for Bruno, who really must feel at this stage that he's almost on home ground. He's been out here for weeks. First in Arizona at that friendly Fountain Hills camp where the cactus grow, and latterly here in the gaudy city of Las Vegas. He's been staying in this hotel, the Las Vegas Hilton. And he looks in pretty good shape as he shadow boxes in this ring and waits for the champion to make his way to the ring. Muhammad Ali is here watching this. So is another former heavyweight champion, Larry Holmes. Sugar Ray Leonard, the current world super middleweight champion, is here working for one of the American television companies. We've had the anthems, they played them earlier, and the British contingent did us proud. Now, Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson, the man who seems to intimidate all his opponents, makes his way to the ring. Still only 22, 35 fights, 35 wins, and all bar 4 of them have been inside the distance. He strides purposely to the ring, no dressing gown. Absolutely a stark, raw, fighting man, a throwback to the old days. They're already gloved up, so it won't be very long before we're underway. The MC is getting ready to make his announcement. The MC, familiar figure in these American rings, is Chuck Hull. Tyson scorning any top cover. Quite astonishing. No socks, just those plain black ring boots, the somber black trunks. A man who's come to work in the place he understands best. 8 months since he fought, and 16 months since Bruno fought. Can Bruno pull off the greatest British win of this century? Will he be the first man to capture the world heavyweight crown since Bob Fitzsimmons did it back in 1897, and only 200 or 300 miles from here at that, in Carson City, when he beat James J. Corbett? Tyson has predicted a quick win. Now everything depends on whether Bruno is sufficiently psyched up and calm and confident enough. Bruno's eyeing him as Tyson walks around this ring. He doesn't look like a man on the edge of despair, as so many Tyson's opponents have. And Tyson, meanwhile, keeps prowling the ring. Here's the announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hilton Center of the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel. where tonight the Hilton Corporation presents an evening of World Championship Boxing. This bout is sanctioned by the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF, and by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Elias Garnham, chairman. The commissioners at ringside this evening are Dr. James Nave, Dwayne Ford, Freddie Little, and Jay Nady. The executive director is Chuck Minker. This fight sanctioned by the WBC, Jose Suleiman, president, the supervisor, James Nave. By the International Boxing Federation, Bobby Lee, president, Al Goodman, supervisor, and by the WBA, President Gilberto Mendoza, and the supervisors are Dr. James Nave and Santiago Chicas. The officials assigned by the governing bodies for the next bout of the evening. The judges are Jerry Roth of Las Vegas, Omar Mintun of Mexico, Rodolfo Maldonado of Panama. The timekeeper is Mike Lachella. Counting at the knockdowns, Mike Morabito. The attending physicians at ringside, Doctors Flip Omansky, Donald Romeo, and James Game. And your referee is Richard Steele. This is the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of London, England, weighing in at 228 pounds, or 16 stone 4 pounds, with a professional record of 32 wins, 2 defeats, with 31 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, he is rated #1 in the world by the WBC. He is the challenger, Frank Bruno. And in the red corner, from Catskill, New York, weighing 15 stone 8 pounds, or 218 pounds, he is undefeated in his professional career, 35 wins, 31 KOs. He is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Okay, listen. I gave both fighters their instructions in the dressing room. I'm cautioning you again. Obey my commands at all times. Is there any questions? Shake hands. Good luck.
Bruno looking totally unintimidated. Will he come blasting out? Will he try to play it safe? We don't know. Here is the moment of truth. And they're both halfway towards each other as the bell sounds. And already Tyson crowds him. And he's hurt him. Bruno's hurt and he's over in the first few seconds. It's disaster time. And he gets up quickly and he looks across at Tyson. Now then, is he going to be able to withstand any more? Can he get away from these hooks? The savage man, Tyson, goes for an amazingly quick finish. Bruno holding on with one hand and trying to club him off with the other. And Tyson still comes in close, as he always does with opponents. There's no escaping this man. Bruno's hurt again. He comes in and holds on, a clubbing right to the head. He tries to get his own jab to work. It's war from the opening bell. Disastrous start for Bruno, but he's still there. Got to get some punches to work here somehow. His nose is bleeding. Nowhere has Frank ever experienced anything like this assault. Short punches and they get through, and Tyson's turned away on the ropes and Bruno goes for him. And he's getting a stern ticking off from Richard Steele, the referee. Not to hit Tyson when Tyson's back is turned. And he's got a warning, Bruno, for that, and that might mean points deducted if it comes to that. monster, this man Tyson is. Bruno's face already heavily marked. But fighting back, and he's hurt Tyson. He's hurt Tyson. And Tyson knows it, and he's going for it. What a start to this fight. He hurt him with a good left. He knows he can hurt him now. Get in there, Frank. And Tyson is most certainly looking disturbed. What an amazing start to this fight. Bruno suddenly is right back in it. Hardly believable. Well, he's got the big punch, Frank, and he landed it. There's the bell, and he's come through the first round, and the pair of them eye each other with some respect as they go back to the corner. What a marvellous start by Bruno, but it was so nearly disaster. Down in the first few seconds. Then he got a warning for punching Tyson when Tyson's back was turned, and then he produced a magnificent left hand that absolutely shook the champion to his heels. That was the first bit. All sorts of trouble for Bruno as he tumbled in the opening seconds. Tyson must have thought he had it in the bag. He hit him once when he was down. He didn't get caution for that. That was a good right and a following left, and that was the really good left. Look at his legs. They almost went. This place is absolutely seething.
Punching it out. Punching it out. Break, stomach.
Tyson now knows that Bruno can hurt him, and Bruno knows it too. What's going to happen next? Clubbing right hand to Frank's head, the top of it. The big man is doing his proud here.
Punching it out. Keep on back, Frank. Break, step back.
Bruno holding.
Don't hold him.
Holding again round the back of Tyson's neck. Richard still determined to get rid of him. And he's hurt Tyson to the body with a good punch, and Tyson leaps back. But suddenly Tyson isn't going in so much. Bruno can only find another punch like that left hand.
Come on, punching it out there. Great. Step back.
Tyson most certainly now has some respect for Bruno. But Bruno can only summon his confidence here and really go for it. Anything could happen.
Don't hold him.
Mustn't be tentative. Really has to go for him.
Punching it out. There we go.
Big thumping right hand into the ribs from Tyson.
Working it out. Let's go, Frank.
There's a good right from Tyson. Quick. He's quick on his feet and he's quick with his hands. Good thumping left hand again. Quick. There's no telling what Bruno might do here, if he can only just keep his confidence high. You get the feeling that both of them are walking the tightrope. Oh, that's still got a punch. But Bruno takes it well. Bruno on the ropes. Tyson goes for the finish again. Second round. Closing seconds. Clubbing right hand hurt Bruno. And Bruno comes fighting back at the bell. the end of round 2. Bruno's been hurt badly twice, but he's standing there. He's back in his corner. And Tyson knows now that it's not quite as easy as he might have felt it would be. There's Lineman getting slightly excited.
Yeah? Not much, Harry. Terrific performance really by Frank. He's probably lost the first 2 rounds, but he's made Tyson respect him here. I think we've seen a different Bruno than we saw facing Tim Witherspoon a couple of years ago. He came in looking absolutely positive, authoritative, never stopped looking at Tyson. Tyson never looked at him before it started. And my heart sank in those first few seconds of the opening round, but he's come back well, he's looking good, and as you say, he's doing us proud so far.
Here's some replay from the second round. This probably be that great clubbing right hand of Tyson's. Yes, it is. He took that well, Frank. Anybody who thinks Frank Bruno can't take a punch is disillusioned tonight. The third, anxious to get at each other. Good punches from Bruno. Well, he's certainly a lot better than Michael Spinks was against this man, and a good many others. This performance will earn Bruno respect throughout the world, no matter what happens now. He's shown he can take a punch and come back. Fitness, that's what it's all about with Bruno. He's trained solidly for this for a year and a half. Tyson's had so many troubles, you wonder whether he's totally fit. Having said that, I wouldn't like him come tearing at me like he is at Frank. The left hook this time from Tyson. Again, Bruno has no defence to it, but takes it well. Hangs on inside. Can Bruno measure him with a good one before Tyson gets him? Needs a clean shot at Tyson's chin, but that's not easy because Tyson is 4 inches shorter and he comes in head down. There's not much to shoot at.
Come on, Parker, get out. Don't hold him, Frank. Let him go, Frank. Let him go. Come on, work and get out. Work and get out.
Bruno pushed him off with ease there. Tremendous strength. Bruno's meeting him with good stiff jabs. If he can keep those going, it would help to dissuade Tyson.
Come on, work and get out. Let him go, Frank. You're holding, you're holding. All right, break. Step back, Mike.
Thundering right hand that was from Tyson.
All right, break. Step back. Let him go.
Frank keeps inside while his head clears. He is taking some thumps, but he's taking them well. Can't quite get a clean shot at this man who comes in head down, leans all over you, and is liable to tear you apart while he's doing it. Another clubbing thing. You can hear it all over the arena.
Go hold him, go hold him. Come on, work and get out of it. Work and get out.
The bell ends the third round, and Tyson hits him after the bell. It's not the cleanest fight you've ever seen. Tyson stalked back to his corner, and he looked out of the ring at somebody that he knew at the ringside.
Got his mouth. Yeah. All right, you gotta work this body a little bit more. You set it up to the head. And body shots, baby. You gotta use a lot of them sevens.
Tyson not looking at this moment the most confident of fighters. There are doubts in his mind. He's taken a few good punches. And the corner don't like the fact that Bruno's doing a lot of holding. Self-protection.
Stay inside. All right, stay inside. Be mean in the inside. Start digging them body steps. Don't look for the big ball. Put it together.
And Bruno's out ready to meet him halfway and is sent back. Well, this is an amazing fight already. Again, that fast right hand shoots over the top. He needs to get off the ropes. Tyson's head moving in again. Gets cautioned about it. Oh, good left again. Almost jerks Bruno's head from his shoulders. Frank needs speed here. He needs quick punching. He's got to get in there punching hard. He's got a bruise coming up on the left side of his face, Bruno. I don't know how many of these thumping Tyson punches he can take. He's got to get some of his own in soon.
Let's go, Frank. Let's go. Let's go. All right, step back, step back, step back. Come on, punch it, get out. Let's work inside and get out.
Very clearly it was part of the strategy of the camp for Bruno to come inside and do plenty of holding and try and keep him tied up inside, where he does a lot of damaging work. Again, those hooks come across. Good left hook from Bruno again. And when Tyson feels that, he knows he's been hit.
You're holding, Mike. Come back, don't hold it on. Come on, punch it out, break, step back. Step back, step back.
This is really no boxing match. This is fight for survival. I felt that out here.
Come on, keep punching inside again.
Bruno's resilience here is admirable. It really is. He's taken so many hard punches.
Good job, my friend. Break, step back.
All part of the fitness build-up. He tries to measure up. Tyson's too quick. Beats him to the punch every time.
Pull him back. Come on, Mike, pull your arm back and punch it out. Let's go, Frank. All right, break.
Round 4.
Punching it out. Break, step back.
Bruno takes the left hook, claims inside again.
Don't hold him, Mike. Let him go. Come on. Come on, so break on a command.
The difference between these two at the moment is speed of hand and foot. Tyson has both, and Bruno's finding it hard to get the punches going fast enough to meet him. As we come to the bell for the end of the 4th, and it's a very, very tired-looking Bruno who walks slowly back to his corner. Well, does. How about this?
Well, he's doing an admirable job defensively, I think, Frank. But he's behind, isn't he? He's lost all 4 rounds, no question about that. And like you, I'm amazed by the hand speed of Tyson. He even beats Frank to the jab. I mean, Frank is a good jabber, isn't he, from time to time. Tyson beats him to it.
Even now, you still feel that if Frank can just find the right punch, anything could happen still.
If he can find that right hand.
Well, whatever happens, this man has done Britain proud tonight. It was almost an awful disaster. I thought for 1 minute we were going to have an inside-the-minute win for Tyson, but suddenly it became better. And the left-hand of Bruno is what did it. Well, all the main betting in this fight was on the 4th round. The odds were set either inside 4 or outside 4, and now it's going to be outside 4, and that wasn't the popular bet.
Watch your head. Work it out. Break. Come back.
Top of the head, that one landed.
All right, break. Come back. Don't hold him, Frank. Don't hold him.
A lot of the crispness has gone out of Bruno's left jab. He's feeling the effects of the punishment he's taken. He really has now to try to summon up something. He might as well go for broke. Last warning to Bruno for the holding. He's already had one warning. Well, I think points will be deducted for hitting Tyson when Tyson's back was turned. It must be an entirely different fight for Tyson from the one he was envisaging. I don't know what Frank thought it was going to be like. He's in trouble here. Tyson unleashes another murderous attack. Round 5. Tyson's corner complaining about the holding. Pumping right hand again. He's got to take Frank now. Everything raining on Bruno. Round 5. It's getting too much for the big man from Britain. He's put up admirable resistance, but I think it's going. He can't stop the man coming to him. His mouth is bleeding. His nose is bleeding. Still fights back and tries to get something good in. What a brave performance this is. He's waited so long for this. It looks as though it's slipping from him now. But you can be proud of him. One low one there. He can't survive this. He can't survive it. Terry Lawless is in with the towel. It must be all over. Bruno is taken out of the fight just a few seconds before the end of the 5th. And this astonishing fighter Tyson is still the champion.
Thank you, brother.
Well, that was some fight. It looked for all the world as though Bruno was going to be taken out of it in the early seconds. Bruno finds the courage and the sportsmanship and the guts to wink at the champion. He did his best, Frank. It wasn't good enough. He took a bit too much at the end for my liking. But he did his best. You can do no more. And he took him into the 5th round. And there are a lot of knockers who said he wouldn't get past the 1st. The celebrations are all in Tyson's camp, of course. This 22-year-old remarkable heavyweight champion. And he is a good champion. Let's not forget that. Bruno went in against the best champion the world has seen for some time. And he went almost a full 5 rounds. It was stopped with a couple of seconds of the 5th remaining. And here it is again. Almost too painful to watch for my money. He was going slowly but surely in this round. He had very little strength left. The jabs had lost all their sharpness. And he couldn't find punches fast enough to stop Tyson coming at him. And this man Tyson is like a threshing machine as he comes at you. And plenty of fighters would have gone down under this attack, believe me. Plenty of well-known heavyweights would have gone down. And Bruno didn't. The only time he was down was in the opening seconds. Vicious uppercuts. Everything coming in. Bruno taking all. Trying to defend himself. Hopeless quest now. Didn't know where he was. And on this remorseless barrage went until he was forced against the ropes. And he had nowhere to go here but into oblivion. And still Tyson came on. Murderous moments from this champion. Bruno trying to defend himself, trying to see what's coming at him. And he simply couldn't. Scything him. You can see the expression on Frank's face as he took the body punch, and more were coming to the head. And at that point, Lawless was already running along the ropes with the towel. He'd seen enough. Another British challenge has gone by. That's the 12th unsuccessful challenge by a British heavyweight this century.
Well, the word is awesome. It's often used about boxers, but it's absolutely appropriate for Mike Tyson. And Frank, who put up a brave display, and I'm sure you'll all be very proud of him, as we are here at ringside, just didn't have time to throw his armament or his heavy bombs. He did have that go in the first round after that disastrous opening few seconds. But Tyson is without doubt one of the great heavyweight champions of all time. People have likened him to people like Joe Frazier, but he's much, much better than that.
He was come up, he was talking, and the way he was talking, I knew he was hyped. He was ready to go. And I knew I was the best fighter in the world. I'm not even worried about it.
20 seconds into the fight, though, you've got him on the canvas. Do you think what's going on here, it's all over?
No, I knew he wasn't hurt. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Good guy, Bruno.
I knew he wasn't hurt as bad as everybody thought him was, but I didn't hit him with a solid shot.
What did you hit him with?
I think it was the right hand, somewhat grazing.
Yeah, and then you hit him on top of the head and he went down. Were you then surprised that he came back and he seemed to hit you with a pretty good left in that round?
He got up. He meant business. The old man.
But did that left hand shake you momentarily that he hit you with in that round?
He was throwing a great deal of hard punches, but I refused to go down. They didn't even faze me.
After that round, it seemed that you had established that you were the guy, and now he was just there to hold on. Was that how it seemed to you in the ring?
Absolutely. But still, he was sneaking some very hard punches in between them.
So he was stronger than some people gave him credit for.
Absolutely. Well, you have to think, when fighters come to fight the heavyweight champ of the world, like Ali, they automatically become better fighters.
What happened in the 5th round that you saw? You knew that he was weakened enough after the 4th round that it was just a matter of time?
Well, absolutely, I knew I was going to get him.
He's a good fighter, Harry. You can't take nothing away from him.
How badly hurt were you in that opening minute?
It was more of a shock than hurt, Harry. More of a shock. Nerves and shock.
Now, there was a moment in that fight when you really had a chance.
Yeah.
And did you feel that?
I felt it, Harry, but as you say, this cricket slipped away from me. I can't take nothing away from him.
Just describe to me what those closing moments were like.
It was very hard, Harry. I was trying to hold, like George was teaching me, but he's a dangerous puncher. And he caught me, and the referee stopped it.
I think that Tyson came out of that fight with a lot of respect for you.
I hope so. I've got a lot of respect for him, Harry.
Would you have thought it was a dirty fight?
When you're going with a Mike Tyson, you could expect a dirty fight. No favours. You can't expect no favours, Harry. We're in America.
Try and tell me how disappointed you are. Did you think you'd go more than 5 rounds? Were you always hoping to go more than 5?
I thought I could have stopped him in the 6th round, Harry. I was trying to reserve my energy, but he was a strong guy. He couldn't take nothing away from him.
He's strong and he's quick, isn't he?
Yeah, very quick, Harry.
The fast hands, the fast feet. You couldn't quite get your own punches in before he was at you.
You got it, Harry. You got it.
You've taken it well, Frank, and we all admire you. You know that, don't you?
Sure, thank you very much. Very kind of you, Harry.
Have you got a message for the British audience? Tell them.
I can say I'm sorry, and that's cricket, you know. Very, very terribly sorry. I tried my best. Can't do no more than that.
What are you going to do now, Frank?
I'm not too sure, Harry. I'm going to take time off with Laura and the kids and see how it goes from now.
Well, whatever you decide to do, we wish you good luck. I'd like to see you in the ring again. You're too young to quit.
Right, Harry. You're too young to quit yourself.
Quite right.
Take it easy.
Frank, well done, old son.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Take it easy.
I was just watching Frank. And that's the honest truth. I just found out how many rounds he went.
So you just look at Frank all the time,
Yeah.
you don't really...
No, I don't
analyse
take
the
any
fight?
notice of it at all. I just look at Frank. Yes.
And how did you think he went into the fight tonight? He looked very confident.
I know he went in there to win. Definitely to win. And that's all, no one can say he didn't try because he tried his hardest.
You said to me just before we started the interview that you'd like to sort of compare Frank and Mike as they left the ring for some reason.
Well, I'll take it as Frank left the ring, but there's no way he's a loser because he'll walk out and everybody loves him, and his family love him, and we all love him. If Tyson walked out that ring the loser, he'd have nobody because he hasn't got what Frank's got. He hasn't got the support. If you saw the British fans there tonight, and I've lost my voice because I was shouting, but he has got the support that Mike Tyson will never have because people don't truly love him, and they love Frank. And Frank's got a family that adore him, and he's never a loser to us. Because he's ours. He's our Frank.
What a monster this man Tyson is. Bruno's face already heavily marked. But fighting back, and he's hurt Tyson. He's hurt Tyson. And Tyson knows it and is going for it. What a start to this fight. He hurt him with a good left. He knows he can hurt him now. Get in there, Frank.
Terry, we're all saying what a brave display by Frank, but where does that leave you? Are you disappointed?
Well, you know, the occasion is so much for anybody. I mean, you can't. I'm sure you know what I mean when you're just sitting ringside. The occasion of being in this particular place and with Mike Tyson is awesome. I don't know how guys get off the first bell. I mean, we tried to prepare Frank for that first round onslaught to let him know how quick he was going to be. But even with all the preparation and the pump up beforehand, his hands are really quick. You know, for a big man, he really is a quick man.
Was that a sort of shock to Frank right at the start rather than a heavy punch, did you feel?
Well, I haven't had much time to discuss it with him, but that's exactly what he said. He was shocked rather than hurt. It was a quick start, you know, by any standard, it was a quick start.
And already Tyson crowds him. And he's hurt him. Bruno's hurt and he's over in the first few seconds. It's disaster time.
What went through your mind at that moment when he went down right at the beginning?
Yeah, John Stracey in Mexico City in 1975, when exactly the same thing did. And I remember being on my knees saying, please God, not one round.
I remember it too.
Yeah, I know you remember.
But how is Frank sort of reacting to the defeat now? How is he feeling at this moment?
Well, he's very disappointed at the moment. He's, I was very annoyed because I tried to throw the towel in. I thought the referee was appalling. You know, we weren't very happy with the referee to start with, and I thought it was appalling. By the end of the second round, he'd given Frank his final warning. He never once warned Tyson for sticking his head in Bruno's face and hitting him with his elbows, but he'd given Frank his final warning by the end of the second round. And I wanted to stop the fight because I could see that it was, you know, he was in desperate trouble there, and he let him hit him 3-4 times more than I certainly would have done.
He's waited so long for this. It looks as though it's slipping from him now. But you can be proud of him. One low one there. He can't survive this. He can't survive it.
Just one more reflection about the fight. Frank seemed to enter the ring looking supremely confident, perhaps much more so than he did for the Witherspoon fight a couple of years ago. He looked very alert.
Yeah, well, he's a much more matured fighter. He's a much more matured man.